Hello, children of the sun. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. I hope I'm reaching all across the globe with this, but this is just some information that I find helpful. This book is everything you need to know about recreational drugs. And this chapter is on Amanita muscaria. Amanita muscaria. Common names: death's head, fly agaric, the woodpecker of Mars. One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter. One side of what? The other side of what? Thought Alice to herself. Of the mushroom, said the caterpillar, just as if she had asked it aloud. And in another moment it was out of sight. Lewis Carroll, Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. Out of sight indeed. As little Alice, soon to be big Alice, thanks to the caterpillar's culinary suggestion, discovered, the lowly mushroom can make you high. Lewis Carroll, a known dabbler in psychedelia, evidently had more than lunch in mind when he portrayed Alex eating her way through a mind-bending buffet. It is now believed that what Carroll had in mind was the powerful Amanita muscaria mushroom. Although the Amanita muscaria has been used as a hallucinogen for more than 6,000 years, it is today rapidly dropping in popularity because of significant dangers. In fact, some mushrooms of the genus Amanita are so highly toxic that they account for virtually 90% of all cases of lethal mushroom poisoning. Amanita muscaria picked up the nickname fly agaric because the poison in the mushroom was, at one time, used by Europeans on flypaper. Just as it spelled disaster for the unsuspecting housefly, it can end a drug sampler's career permanently. The 6 to 8 hour journey has been described as a kind of marijuana high and alcohol drunk combined. But Amanita muscaria is more complex and potentially dangerous than that, full of good and bad news. I'm just going to insert here, this dude's really stressing some damaging effects of the Amanita muscaria, but that's not true. There are virtually zero deaths ever recorded in all of human history for Amanita muscaria. Here we go. First, some bad news. Initial effects of the drug begin to take hold 15 to 20 minutes after ingestion. These may include dizziness, confusion, dryness of the mouth, rapid breathing, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and muscular twitching, along with a general feeling of numbness in the limbs. Now the good news. Once these feelings have passed, a period of peacefulness follows, including a twilight sleep lasting about 2 hours. From behind closed eyelids, mildly euphoric dreamlike sounds and visions are heard and seen. Upon waking, vivid psilocybin-like hallucinations and size distortions may be experienced, along with physical agitation and a sense of overall joviality. Back to the bad news. In some cases, users of Amanita muscaria have been known to become both paranoid and aggressive during their trips. Red-faced, they have exhibited high levels of violence and self-destructiveness, even to the point of self-mutilation. Because things may be seriously distorted, accidents of all sorts are not uncommon on this trip. Prolonged use can be debilitating mentally. For those who have consumed too much, raving madness may result. Overdose can cause delirium, convulsions, deep coma, and death as a result of heart failure. The only known antidote for overdose is atropine, but the effectiveness of this drug on Amanita muscaria poisoning is now being seriously questioned. Some profess that adding atropine may increase the chance of serious illness or death. Most important, one must know which mushroom to pick. A small mistake in this regard can be deadly. In Europe and Asia, the Amanita muscaria mushroom can be found growing wild on forest floors, underneath and among fallen leaves. It has a large, flat, bright crimson or red cap and is mottled with white warts. In North America, it also grows on the floor of spruce, birch, or pine forests, but has a white, orange, red, or yellow cap and white, red, or yellow warts. Please don't let these brief, sketchy descriptions suffice. Many varieties of Amanita and similar mushrooms exist, and some of them are very deadly. Only an expert can harvest with any degree of certainty. For example, one close relative of Amanita muscaria is Amanita phalloides, also known as destroying angel, avenging angel, white Amanita, death cup, and deadly Amanita. This, the most lethal member of the Amanita genus, is 60% to 100% fatal when eaten, growing to 8 inches in height with caps that are 2 to 5 inches wide. It ranges in color from yellow to green to white to green-brown. The stem is white. The most mushroom's bulbous base. The most distinguishing characteristic of Amanita phalloides is the mushroom's bulbous base or vulva, called the death cup. Other members of the species, such as Amanita pantherina and Amanita verna, are equally dangerous. Beware, beware. Once the collector is absolutely certain that the mushrooms gathered are really Amanita muscaria, they should be thoroughly dried, either outdoors or in a 200-degree oven to reduce possible toxicity. A starting dose should be limited to no more than 1 medium-sized mushroom, until individual tolerance level is determined. Tolerance varies widely from person to person, just as dosage of active ingredients varies widely from mushroom to mushroom. 1 to 3 mushrooms is considered an average dose, but under no circumstances should more than 3 ever be consumed. Amanita muscaria actually contains a number of psychedelic substances, including muscazon, ibotenic acid, muscimol, and bufotenine. Interestingly enough, the main psychoactive ingredients of Amanita muscaria pass unchanged into the user's urine. Siberian natives and other primitive users save urine excreted while tripping for reuse by themselves and their friends later. Urine can be recycled 4 or 5 times before losing potency. Though the thought of drinking urine may not be very appealing, even if it is psychoactive, it is not only the thriftiest way to keep the party going, but the safest as well, since it is easy to tell if the previous user is still alive. As Amanita muscaria's dangers can far outweigh its pleasures, it is a drug to be avoided by those who value life and well-being. You know what? I'm going to have to call bullshit on most of that information. The description information of Amanita muscaria being red, orange, or yellow, or white, or green. Well, let me just put it this way. The Amanita muscaria is the herb of immortality. Do you want to really learn what the Amanita muscaria does? Go to www.ambrosiasociety.org. ambrosiasociety.org. And read the free ebook there. That'll tell you. Amanita has been eaten by many peoples throughout the last 6,000 years. We have history of it. And Amanita is not dangerous. It's impossible to mistake it for another mushroom. Amanita muscaria is very, very easy to distinguish between Amanita phalloides, the death cup. What else can I say? The Amanita is the herb of immortality. It's the herb of eternal life. It's the Eucharist in the Catholic Church. It's the true Eucharist in the Catholic Church. Well, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye, people.